Pray, not pray. That is the theme for the National Child Month Committee inaugural day of prayer and fasting, which is being observed today. Let us join hands across Jamaica to pray for the safety and protection of all children. Good day, welcome to this episode of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Arroyo Eubanks. In the show today, we look at how the government is building the learning capacity of our children in strategic priority number 4, human capital development. And later, changing lives through entrepreneurship. We return after the news.
The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is committed to quality customer service. The recently announced increases in passport fees will now take effect on Monday, June 1. As of that date, it will cost $6,500 for an adult passport and $4,000 for a passport for a minor. To better serve members of the public who need to get or renew their passports, from Tuesday, May 26 to Friday, May 29, PICA will accept and process passport applications at the National Indoor Sports Center starting at 6 a.m. daily. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA, securing our borders, safeguarding our sovereignty.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your GIS News for Wednesday, May 27. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is forecasting that Jamaica will maintain its single-digit inflation rate as government continues to implement the economic reform program.
We are forecasting that 12-month inflation is going to fall below 3% by September, before rising moderately in the second half to end the fiscal year between 5.5% and 7.5%.
The BOJ governor says based on the central bank's survey, businesses have lowered their inflation expectations for the next 12 months to 5.1%, the lowest in the history of the survey.
This is a very positive development. The fact that inflation expectations have fallen is an indication that the business community is sensing that we are in a new economic environment and that fundamental economic changes are taking place in Jamaica. With perceptions now catching up with reality, it promises to make monetary policy easier, and that is good news indeed for everyone.
Mr. Winter was speaking recently at the BOJ's quarterly press briefing. He also reported that inflation for the 2014-2015 fiscal year was 4%, the lowest in 48 years. Both houses of Parliament have now passed legislation to establish a Revenue Appeals Division to settle disputes involving taxpayers and the tax authorities. The Revenue Appeals Division Act 2015 was passed by the Senate last Friday with one amendment. The House of Representatives, which had previously passed the bill, approved that amendment on Tuesday, May 26. The legislation will pave the way for the Revenue Appeals Division to be set up in the Finance Ministry.
The division will be headed by a Chief Technical Director, who will be known as the Commissioner of Revenue Appeals. There will also be at least 2 Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, a Head of Legal Services, and other officers as deemed fit for the efficient operations of the division.
The new entity will replace the Taxpayer Appeals Department to ensure a greater level of independence for settling tax disputes. The legislation also outlines procedures for the disclosure of information to the division and prescribes penalties for those who obstruct the appeals process. The House of Representatives has passed legislation to speed up the process of transferring inherited estates or lands. The Administrator General's amendment bill was tabled by Land Minister Robert Pickersgill and received overwhelming support from both sides of the House during this Tuesday's sitting. It seeks to resolve the various legal challenges that have caused many inherited estates to remain dormant in the legal system for decades.
This
bill will transform lives as it will release productive assets to the rightful owners, which have been tied up for years.
This bit of legislation now, Mr. Speaker, will provide for a shorter time frame in which conversion can take place, where the representation which is required for the conversion of capital into wealth will be made available.
It expands the Administrator General's power to freely distribute multi-generation estates for persons who died without a will with minors involved. The bill also expands the definition of the probate registrar to include a deputy registrar who will also operate to improve the speed with which estates are granted. Other changes amend the Wills Act, allowing a beneficiary who is also a witness to a will to now be able to receive the gift after the executor receives authorization from the court. Teachers of Kensington Primary in Portmore St. Catherine are better able to use technology to improve the learning experience of children. This follows the official opening of the Leon Thomas Audiovisual Room at the institution recently. The room was constructed through an initiative of the Parent Teachers Association at a cost of approximately $1.5 million. Member of Parliament for South St. Catherine Fitz-Jackson said more initiatives of that nature should be replicated across the island.
The onus is on us to do today what we need to do to make Jamaica that place that we envision or desire to be.
And finally, in an effort to eliminate child abuse, the Youth Ministry is calling on Jamaicans to educate children about their rights. Senior Director of Children Affairs at the Ministry, Grayson Stuart McFarlane, says if children know their rights and know how they should be protected, then this could help prevent them from being abused.
Since the start of this year, the prevalence of the atrocities being committed against our nation's children have brought into sharp focus the need for all of us to become our brothers' keepers and protectors. Children must become our first priority.
Mrs. Stuart McFarlane was speaking at the launch of the Asher Company's The Rights of the Child Summer Camp. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamar McHale. Thank you for watching.
It's time for us to get it right. Equal rights and justice. For our men and women. Equality. A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
To ensure that our children have the best learning tools at their disposal, the Ministry of Education continually implements innovative learning strategies within the schools. One of the newest approaches being used to teach numeracy and money management is J.A. Bistown.
Welcome to J.A. Bistown. I am Joshua Lynn, the mayor. Come with me. I am the government person in charge and I represent J.A. Bistown people.
I am the CEO of CB Stock Shop.
I am the CEO of Guardsman.
I am the CEO of Jabistown TV.
Today, we will be providing the businesses of Jabistown and advertising opportunities, interviewing.
J.A. Bistown, the newest town in Jamaica located on the Ministry of Education's Canewood property at 37 Arnold Road in Kingston. It was created strictly for children, as government sees the need to develop the country's human capital from an early age. The town is a model working economy in which students apply for jobs and are both workers and consumers.
This program is called J.A. Bistown, Junior Achievement Bistown, and it originated in the U.S. Junior Achievement exists in 121 countries, so we're one of the countries implementing it.
The initiative, which falls under the Junior Achievement Program, is being implemented at a cost of approximately $70 million, with most of the money coming from donations. Major support is provided by the Rotary Club of Kingston, the United States Agency for International Development USAID, the Ministry of Education, and a myriad of private stakeholders.
The purpose of J.A. Bistown is really to teach students at a primary school level about what it takes to work. What are some of the work readiness skills that you have to have? What are some of the business skills that you have to know? When you see a company, you see their product. Is it just their product that they have to be concerned with, or is it what happens behind that? They have to look at salaries for staff. They have to look at operating costs like paying utility bills. And when your parents leave or guardians leave and go to work, what does that mean? Where are they going? What type of responsibilities do they have?
The program targets 10,000 grade 5 students who are being trained in a localized version of the international curriculum before they get to operate their businesses at JA Biztown. They are trained by select teachers who themselves receive the training prior to the classroom instructions.
These students are facing real life experiences and they're having fun doing it. They're learning math, they're learning to express themselves in English, and they're learning how to relate to those who come among them, their customers. And there are many, many other lessons that they're learning.
I'm writing up the date and who is the check is going to go to and the sum of money they are going to get. And I'm writing it here in numbers and right here in words. And I'm writing up the account number and my signature.
Today our staff at Lime will be installing phones in each business in Biztown. I'm a cashier. I collect payments from the customers who buy things at Lime. Good morning, how may I help you?
I'm going to purchase a Samsung phone.
This one?
Yes.
Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am a publisher of Jamaica Yellow Pages. A publisher of Jamaica Yellow Pages design website and send it to other people so they can come and get more information about it.
JA Biztown is a true example of involving students so they can learn and develop the skills for a brighter future.
I'm proud as a Jamaican and I'm a proud member of a government because this is the type of project which needs to be replicated, not just here in Kingston, but we hope that we can do others across the country.
Yes, that's the next plan of action. The Ministry of Education, along with Junior Achievement, is working on expanding the program from the current 10,000 grade 5 students to all 42,000 grade 5 students across the island. A plan is also in progress to develop a similar town on the other end of the island, targeting rural students and saving them the long drive to Kingston.
It showed me how to work with other people and have a great business, and it teach me a lot. I learned so far to do the lawyer business and to write up papers and to do other stuff.
I have learned to write checks and I have learned to get money from the bank.
All part of the training of our students to be productive professionals for the future. As government continues to focus on the strategic priority of developing our human capital in a bid to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
We need to be vigilant in order to protect our children from all forms of violence and exploitation, including human trafficking. In our next feature, we take a look at some of the human trafficking warning signs and what you can do to put a stop to this practice.
Michelle, what Shana doing now like how she leaves school?
Nothing. Song for me every day. But a man promise a job of foreign. Them a look about paperwork and everything, even visa and passport.
What's she going up there to do? Who she going to stay with? You going to get a number for her that you can contact her?
When I ask the man, him says stop her myself.
I don't like the sound of this, Michelle. Might not take them one, take away your picnic. You ever hear about human trafficking?
Trafficking?
Or trafficking in persons, the same thing. Why you watch that video, yeah? See if it's them go and do it, Shana.
Alright.
I'm afraid to die.
Trafficking in persons by law is a criminal offense. Those who perpetrate this crime usually do so in unsuspecting ways. It could be a friendly invitation to another part of the island or another country, or even through enticing job offers. Persons who get caught up in this web aren't necessarily naive individuals, but human traffickers are sophisticated criminals who put a lot of thought into disguising their nefarious intents.
Not all persons who promise job, etc. overseas after graduation can deliver or plan to deliver. So what they do is lure them into thinking that there's a better life somewhere else. And persons will respond to it. What they'll do is that they pay the ticket and they'll invite you up. Once you're there, they take your passports and then you're placed in servitude.
It is at this helpless stage that victims are forced into unpaid labor or prostitution. The best way to get out of these situations is not to enter them in the first place. So the authorities are cautioning persons to be more vigilant.
You are not supposed to be able to get a visa without your attending or that your parents, if you're a minor, right? So nobody is supposed to be able to legitimately give you a passport with a valid visa without you having gone through that process.
Before you even reach that stage, you should try to get answers to some very important questions once an offer has been made to you. Ask, where am I going? Where will I be staying? Who will be responsible for me? And what do I tell my family?
If you cannot give that information out of this encounter that you're offered, if you cannot give that information that can be checked, then you ought not to take it on.
I don't know where I am. They've taken all that I had.
Doreen, I'm glad you showed me this video. It made me want to ask a man more questions because I can't let them take Sean. I don't know where she gone.
I'm glad you understand the signs of trafficking in persons. But keep watching more information in the program.
Statistics across the world have revealed that women and children are more vulnerable to human trafficking. However,
we see young, bright males, young, bright females, university graduates. We have people from difficult circumstances, people in the main who have been tricked, so it varies.
I also think any person who doesn't have sufficient information so that they can assess an offer that is being made to them is vulnerable as well.
To protect all its citizens, the government has intensified its public awareness campaign. Persons are being given information to guard themselves and others against this crime.
We're going to be giving out some business card size facts on trafficking to the workers in the sector who would be exposed: customs, immigration, the police. So at a moment you get into your pocket and you have the facts, is this what I'm seeing?
We can identify persons being trafficked by certain behaviors being displayed. A person behaving unusually timid is one of the classic signs of someone being trafficked.
Persons who are leaning onto this adult, not like a parent-child kind of arrangement, but it's almost like you're kidnapped, but you are afraid to let anybody know that this is your situation. And we have to look out for those people who are moving around with no confidence.
I like what the government send out information to the people. It's stuck in my head. From now on, I'm not taking anything for granted. Thanks for showing me the video.
No problem, man. We have to share information. This is one way of ending the cycle.
This information-based strategy by the government is a cooperative approach with citizens that seeks to preserve and enhance a secure and protective environment for all. Now that we have the information, let us use it to our advantage. Our main source of protection against the trafficking in persons is to be aware of the offense.
Nikki baby, come here. You understand, so I have to send you to your auntie so you can go to school and turn out better than me.
When I go
time.
Come finish your work.
If you or anyone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, call 811 or 1-888-PROTECT. Be wise. Open your eyes. Spot them. Stop them. A message brought to you by the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons.
It starts with the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Children that are raped, killed, and fall dead at our doors. The 5, the 6, the 7, the 8. Mothers and fathers that weep and moan. The future of Jamaica, the future of our society, lies within the lives and hearts of each and every child. Killing our future is not healthy. We should take it seriously. If we view our children as just children, the society will fail. But if we view them as the future men and women of the nation, the society will prevail. Children don't always get the love and security they deserve. Yet through pain, hurt, rejection, and neglect, they are striving. That still does not make it right. Some of us sit and watch them as they die. Some of us make fun of them when they cry. Yet still we are frightened and surprised when on the death announcement, their names lie. It is our duty as the fathers, the mothers, aunts, and uncles to always try to make the lives of our children worthwhile. Let us grow our children in peace and liberty, and make their care and security our priority.
Is your silence worth the life of a child? Report child abuse. Call the Office of the Children's Registry at 1-888-PROTECT. Be the change. Speak out. Protect our children.
Social enterprises are making waves in Jamaica. Not only are they creating businesses that are profit-oriented, but they also seek to enhance people's quality of life. To assist social enterprises to better meet their dual responsibilities, Jamaica hosted its first Social Enterprise Summit earlier this year. We now share the highlights with you.
The face of business the world over is changing. One of the emerging approaches is the use of business solutions to resolve social problems. Thus, the creation of the social enterprise business model, which encourages the social sector and others to identify innovative ways to become financially sustainable. To support and formalize the operations of social enterprises operating in Jamaica, the Jamaica National Foundation teamed up with the United States Agency for International Development. Together, they launched the Social Enterprise Boost Initiative, SEBI. In January 2015, SEBI hosted the first Social Enterprise Summit and Marketplace, bringing together local and international practitioners, government, not-for-profits, social enterprises, the private sector, academics, and business enthusiasts. The framework for the summit was laid by highlighting the importance of social enterprises for the growth of any economy.
Social enterprises are an integral part of the wider entrepreneurship ecosystem and plays a vital role in the delivery of products and services to communities that are socially disadvantaged. Social enterprises are able to harness the creative spirit and the volunteerism that is latent in our society and which can be channeled towards positive social purposes, creating value and addressing myriads of problems threatening to the quality of life in the society.
Social enterprises are one vital source of a business approach to fair trade, social inclusion, community regeneration, creation of jobs for individuals and groups marginalized in labor markets.
There can be no denying that social enterprises account for a significant part of the GDP of Jamaica.
And it is important that it be determined precisely so that it can be encouraged to grow and to thrive through directed public policy.
The information presented took the audience from start to finish.
How do we build effective social enterprises? And effective in itself has a meaning. It is anchored in how do you meaningfully create social value in a sustainable way? And how do you monitor and evaluate the creation of the social value and monetize that creation of social value, which I think is very important. Very clear mission. Yes, very clear mission. But they need that independent income source. Hence, trade is crucial.
I don't believe any social entrepreneur really achieves anything without the support of his or her community. And one thing in social enterprise you need to learn is that, like in business, failure is part of the process. You're not Midas. Not that everything you touch is going to turn to gold. When things fail, you don't just have to kind of close it all down and move somewhere else. Sometimes you just have to shift the business model.
Peter Holbrook also addressed the pitfalls to establishing a social enterprise, which includes being an opportunist, embracing diversity, and finding the right people for the right job. Transparency is also a critical tool for social enterprises.
If you are doing good work, should be willing, should be eager for people to shine a light into what you're doing and how you operate, and to show that you are actually in this for the common good and not for individual gain.
Participants were encouraged to stay focused.
It's never a problem to grow as a social enterprise. In order to be sustaining, you have to be growing.
It is difficult, but you have to be out there because you're having to talk to people and open other opportunities up.
Safri Brown, General Manager at JNBS Foundation, reminded the participants that to create an environment conducive to the sustainability of social enterprises, business readiness, networking, financing, and having a relationship with the marketplace are vital.
For the enabling environment, we have to attract the best of the best. We then have to look at the people that we serve and how we train them up. Here we look at best practice and knowledge sharing. This is where you'll get your encouragement, your support, your inspiration, and your know-how.
Participants were invited to visit the marketplace, where they could learn, sample, and buy products and services from local social enterprises. The social enterprise movement requires active involvement, and the Social Enterprise Summit and Marketplace provided a fertile space for practitioners, entrepreneurs, and stakeholders to create the framework which will drive the social economy. Join the movement that's generating an immense impact by networking through SEBI's social media channels. SEBIJM.com, on Facebook /SEBIJM, via Twitter @SEBIJM, or Instagram, Instagram.com /SEBIJM.
Please, don't let anyone hurt our children. Now, don't neglect the message because of its simplicity, because oftentimes it is through the simplest of things that we create the most happiness. We have come to the end of another episode of Jamaica Magazine. Thank you for spending the time with me. Even though the show has ended, information is still available through our YouTube channel and website. Information can be had at your fingertips by downloading the JIS News app for your smartphone. Remember, the JIS is waiting to hear from you, so send your feedback by using our Twitter and Facebook pages. I'm Arroyo Eubanks. Until next time, blessings.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.